Leading off our discussion tonight is Democratic Congressman Ruben Gallego of Arizona. He is a Marine Corps combat veteran and served in Iraq. He is a member of the House Armed Services Committee. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Congressman. Your reaction to the unsurprising revelation that it was Jim Jordan who was the sender of that text urging an illegal act by the vice president.
Yeah, no, I feel like Humphrey Bogart in Casablanca right now. Absolutely not surprised. Look, Jim Jordan's a traitor. He's a traitor of the Constitution of the United States. He has been a traitor of the Constitution of the United States for quite a while. And now we actually have it in text. But we shouldn't be surprised. And why is anybody surprised? We saw it on the floor when they were calling out, Arizona, for example, a place that I represent, and saying that there was fraudulent votes. And they made up lies on the House floor. So how are we surprised right now? How is anybody surprised by any of this, right? My biggest issue isn't Jim Jordan. My issue is the fact that there's a lot of people that are not taking this serious. The fact that there is a slow-moving coup that is happening right now all over this country that are led by the Jim Jordans and other people. So instead of people being dressed up in uniform or wannabe uniforms storming the Capitol, now they're actually trying to win state House seats, state Senate seats, Secretary of State seats, county recorder seats, so they could actually overturn the future election, right? So the coup is ongoing. The traitors are still there, and they're going to continue to try to destroy our Constitution every opportunity they have.
President Biden has had a sequencing plan for his agenda, and voting rights was to come after the domestic spending agenda was settled and the Build Back Better plan was passed. He actually said, I think it was a couple of months ago, that he's not bringing up the voting rights issue now because that might, especially the question of changing a Senate rule to do it, because that might lose him or would lose him a couple of votes on the Build Back Better plan. Today, he said that voting rights is absolutely the most important thing. That is a change of priority for him. It is a change of tone. What do you think that means?
Well, hopefully it means that they recognize that the threat is here. It's omnipresent, and it's going to continue. But no matter what you want to look at it this way, the filibuster is a problem to get anything done. We're talking about abortion rights. We're not going to be able to protect Roe v. Wade once the Supreme Court overturns it because we're never going to have the 60 votes to protect Roe v. Wade. You're talking about any type of legislation to actually help working class people. It's not going to happen. You don't have a Republican Party that wants to compromise to help working class people. And I'm glad the president understands the real threat to democracy that's happening here. But the threat has been ongoing. I mean, I've been in Arizona politics for quite a while, and I've seen a lot of attempts to, destroy the power of people to elect their own leadership and not have the leadership try to select who they are. And every day that we don't take that serious is another closer day that we have an illegitimate election, potentially in 2022 and 2024. So I'm glad they're taking this serious. But I'm going to be honest, everyone else needs to take this serious. The fact that we see so many Trump supporters that show up on TV as legitimate spokespersons when they took part in an attempted coup, the fact that we accept them still in modern society, you see them on corporate boards, nonprofit boards, you see them at the cocktail parties all over Washington, D.C., as if nothing happened. There's a reason why they keep trying, because we all keep looking the other way, when in fact there was a real coup that happened that night. And for some reason, Washington, D.C. is just, whistling past the graveyard at this point.
Congressman, you're the target of a personal threat from Russia. A host on a Russian state-controlled TV show said that you should be kidnapped, that the Russians should kidnap you wherever you travel, transport you to Russia. They should be looking for you to try to grab you. What did you do to get Russia's attention?
Well, I exposed the truth about what they're doing in Ukraine. And I traveled to Ukraine with a bipartisan group of Democrats and Republicans, all veterans of different wars. And we were there to do research to see what both Russia is doing, but what we can do to help Ukraine. Ukraine is a democracy, and we're certainly not going to let another democracy fall to some Russian autocrats. And as for this guy that's threatening me, he can get in line. I've been threatened by insurgents in Iraq. I've been threatened by insurgents here in the United States, by cartels from other parts of the world. And so I'm not exactly the kind of guy that shies away from a fight. And, his little words aren't going to make a difference. At the end of the day, democracy is just as important as here as it is in any other part of the world. And I'm going to be here to do everything I can to support Ukrainian democracy and democracy everywhere else. And you know what? You want to throw threats at me? See what happens.
Congressman Ruben Gallego, thank you very much for starting off our discussion tonight. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. And joining us now is Eugene Robinson, Associate Editor.